Welcome to TradingLounge and the Bitcoin Ethereum report for the 28th of May. And with this particular account, I'll start with ETH today because I want to work through this particular pattern through here and then compare that to Bitcoin. First of all, though, with this particular chart here, I've got it as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for this. I don't know if that's the case just yet. We may end up in a situation where we move up into this 50-60% retracement level area here and fail and move down into wave C. So it's all about one step at a time. And to get support on top of the 3,000, as I've mentioned before, would be getting support on top of the 61.8%, and we'll look for a classic trading levels pattern at that point. So we can see that the market so far, as it's moved up there, it's really sort of cringing at the moment here. It's struggling in this space, and obviously this is the space where it can fail. But that said, today I want to just really stay on the positive side and look for the bullish count. So we're going to talk about the bullish count today with this. So going back to the 1 hour chart here, I can count 5 waves up here for wave 1. There's probably a count 2 that you could look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 here, and then looking up for the 5th wave. But anyway, I want to pull this apart just here. So what I'm looking at here is wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here. Now it's a little bit of a long shot, and that low would need to stay in place for that. But I think it's a reasonable fit, and we need to go in and I need to justify it to you in terms of the internal structure of this particular move. Because if this is correct, then we should see this move quite strongly in this third of the third here, because we'll be in the third of the third of the third. But I do want to, put the caveat there that this is, I don't know if it's a long shot, probably, what's that word, heuristic possibility here. So let's go into the tick chart and look at this, and because we'll need to compare this to Bitcoin, even though you don't trade this, it's good to see, because this particular market has been offering us cleaner wave structures as I bring my mess all over it. So first of all, I've counted all the way through here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and going up for wave 5 here. So I won't go into that. And this too, if I was going to have blue wave 1 here, then I would need to lift all these up 1 degree of structure as well. But we've been over that. You can go back into other videos and check on that. So that's not where I'm at for today on this. So we can see here that we've got a clean ABC correction here. So I've labeled that wave 2 here. So that being a corrective pattern, we were looking for this high to be taken out, and that's okay. That sort of occurred now as well. So what we need to do is we need to look at this particular structure up here that I've got as wave 1 here, and then as wave 2 here, then as wave 1 and wave 2 here. So, because on Bitcoin, it doesn't count very nicely as 5 waves up here. And I have to say, it doesn't count that nicely here with 5 waves either. But when I pull it apart, it's actually doable. So if I just go into, we'll see if we can grab the whole lot here. I'll just open this up a little bit. It's important how I've come to these. So we've got wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C for wave 2, then wave 1 and 2 here, then wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave, 4th wave, and the 5th wave here for wave 3. So wave 3 is satisfactory, and then we've got this ugly wave 4 here, which basically, it's made a new low here. It hasn't overlapped wave 1 here, so it's acceptable. We could look at that as a triangle pattern. I don't need to go into all of that because it made the low here. And then looking up here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 here, and then all the way up for wave 3 here. Just get this up there. And then you can see the last 5 waves here. So I think that I've accounted for everything reasonably well here to have this wave 1 here. And this move down through here is the A wave. It doesn't matter if it's in 3 waves or 5 waves. Well, it does it a little bit because when you've got a wave 2, we normally look for a zigzag pattern, which is a 5-3-5 structure. And I've got all that there. So that's all okay for that wave 2 there. And then looking at this as wave 1 to go up here, we'll look at this on Bitcoin rather than this one here, but that's okay. And then the A, the B, and the C for wave 2. So we could also look at this here too as wave 1 here, and pulling back for wave 2 here. Now on Bitcoin, this little wave 2 here has pulled back quite a long way, so it's a little bit sort of iffy about that. But as far as this goes, and if I was intraday trading, I would be taking that high out. I'd be adding at this high. Well, in fact, coming on to, this is minor level 2 here, so 10, 20, and 30 in here is all of group 1. So I would be building positions in, I would have 4 positions into this space here, then I'd build on top of the 50 here, and so on. But that's just me. I can have 20 positions in the market, but I just go in there one at a time, or depending on how many contracts you're trading or whatever, you know, the side, the leverage or blah, blah, blah. But getting them all to sort of break even or getting them to a safe space first, you know. So anyway, coming back to this particular count here, I don't know if this is correct. It's just something that I'm putting forward. But one of the things here that I could look at as to sort of back my guessing game up is that this move here is in 3 waves. So that means that this top needs to be taken out. So I could be right here, but let's just assume for a moment, for me, it's not a matter of being right or wrong. It's a matter of, because that's too emotional, that, and I don't want to feel good and bad and good and bad. I just want to feel sort of, you know, just comfortable. We just need to buy new highs here, that's all. Or if you can see a classic trading levels pattern this time around sitting on the 2.8, well, then you can go for that. So I want to take this count here and basically just impose it on the Bitcoin market. Now, it's fine with the 5 waves up here. This is a little bit harder to count 5 waves, but it still fits. And this is why this was really quite important, because I've used this count here before, Ethereum's count, to help me with the Bitcoin count, because it was just a little bit more sort of bit more positive, you know, where Bitcoin was dragging its feet. So if you work with the leading, you know, product within that space, well, then that will give you a nice count, give you a better count. But yeah, coming back to this point here and just looking at this as 1 and 2 here and 3 and 4 here, because that's quite a little tricky count for somebody new to take on board, but going through it all, it kind of, then you've got this really long 5th wave here for this. You could probably count it as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave for the A wave here, and then back for the B wave here and up for the C wave here, and then that would give you a corrective pattern to the upside there. So that's possible, but it doesn't really leave the rest of it okay, as an A and a B and a C and a D and an E for a B wave, as an A and a B. Yeah, we can have a look at that on Bitcoin. Anyway, look, I wanted to take this count and put it back over onto the Bitcoin count, but there was a couple of things different. This was a little bit more tricky to count, and also too, this had pulled down a bit deeper as well. So if this pulls down and takes that low out there, well then Houston, we got a problem here on this one here as well, which we need to keep an eye on the Bitcoin one at that point. If that's the case there, then we'll need to let's just have a look at Bitcoin first before we here we go. So we can stay with this here at the moment. The general Elliott people I can see debating if this can be a wave 4, pulling back this deeply. They've justified it by using the log scale on that at this degree of structure. That's probably within the bounds. I mean, I don't normally use log scale unless I go to primary degree, but I don't see a problem with using it at intermediate degree either for this. It's not like it's overlapped our wave one all the way back over here for that. Hasn't done that, so that's acceptable. But yeah, it does raise, you know, eyebrows, so to speak. And you know, I have looked at it in another way in terms of looking at it as wave 1 and 2 here, which would also be acceptable as well. And I kind of feel okay about that, but you know, we need to see it move up from here. Like I've said right from the get-go, what we're really looking for to confirm that we are bullish is to get support on 40,000. It's that simple. That's what we need to look for, because otherwise we're still this is still pointing down, isn't it? You know, we can look at it as an ABC, but the C wave is also very sharp. You know, for a C wave, it's okay for a wave 2, but not for a wave 4. So this could certainly turn into, you know, this could get complicated here and give us 5 waves down at that point. And if we do get 5 waves down here, well, then we're going to get a correction here. And then we're going to get another 5 waves down. And this 5 waves down being wave C over here, I need to say, will be long and slow and laborious and drain everybody emotionally out of that. You know, if that's going to be the case. So, but if we do get 5 waves into that space there, then, you know, if we do get a new low here, this is what we'll be looking at. Be something weird like, no, it's not weird, but that's just how it plays out, you know. So anyway, enough of that. Let's just cruise in. So we'll go to the 4-hour chart. So these little blue dots are just where I bought. Yeah, so if we compare this to Ethereum, and this is a bit of a fingers crossed sort of close your eyes and hope a little bit, with wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here as well. But whatever happens, for this to be bullish, the main point here is we need that 40,000 as that's the supply level. We need it as support for a bullish market. It's that simple. Okay, so that's the takeaway. If you want to go long in this market, then that's where you need to be long. I'm just dollar cost averaging, so that's, yeah, so not a big deal. So yeah, so that's that. Let's just you know, we could end up having a triangle pattern here. I was starting to look at that on the hourly chart here. It would need to look something like this, an A, B, C, D, and E here, and then drop from that point. So we need to see this come down in 3 waves here, basically, in 3 waves here, and then we'll see another move down at that point. But this opens up a really big and much bearish picture at that point there as well. So on the tick chart here at 100 ticks, get some more data in here for this. So I think 20k did the last one. So once again, the first move up through here I could count as wave 1 here. Now I need to lift all these up 1 degree of structure. Now we've been over this, so I don't need to go over that today. We looked at this market here being as wave 1 here, and then coming back for wave 2 here. And then on Ethereum, I looked at this as being 5 waves up. So that's what I need to do here. It is pushing the barra a little bit. I understand that, and could certainly be wrong. But we've gone through the same process here with wave 1 here and 2 here. And then I've got 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here for the 3rd wave, and then an A and a B and a C and a D and an E here for wave 4. And I like that. That works quite nicely as a triangle pattern here. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 here, and 2, which we can just move over here. And we've got 3 here, and we can move up for wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So it could be counted like that as wave 1. I'm just being cheerful about this, you know. And then the point here is that we've got this down here as an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 2. And then I can also count 5 waves up here for this. So we can go over this here with 1 and 2 in here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave here, fourth wave here. Open that up a little bit further here, so we'll have to look at that as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and third and fourth and fifth. So that counts quite nicely there. This is my problem, as I mentioned. This is actually coming down too far here. I can count this move down through here as 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, fourth and fifth. So I can count this as 5 waves here. So it's holding steady above here on Ethereum, but looking weaker here for this. So I'm thinking that if that is 5 waves down here, then I'll need to look at this as the A wave here, a B wave to here. It seems a bit impulsive here for that. And then 5 waves down here, correction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 5 here. So we could end up with a C wave coming down here as wave 2 here, just dropping a bit lower than Ethereum and then going up at that point. So 5 waves for the A wave, the B wave and the C wave here. I could also look at it like the same as Ethereum here as well, and it could be the case where we have wave 1 here and copy this and have wave 2 sitting here. But we don't really want it going down any lower than it. Obviously, it can't go below this one here for that, if that's going to be the case. But I want to kind of remain a little bit bullish here. I can see that the market's banging its head against the 40 here. And all week, we've been waiting for it to sit above the 40 here on this. And we're not there yet. So in rehashing all of this, the situation is that we could have a triangle in place for this market. We'll just need to see if this is going to drop at this point, and if that is the case there, then it's likely that it's an A, B, C, D and E here for this as a wave 4, and then down for wave 5 at that point, which opens up a whole can of worms for a larger bearish pattern, as I mentioned. So we just need to see how this plays out. If anybody's got any other counts for this, with this particular pattern at the top here, then please let us know so I can share that. But yeah, the long trade is above the 40,000. That's the safe long trade, and we don't have none of these of support yet. It may get support, but it's not there yet. If it does get support, then you can trade long as a position trader or whatever. But otherwise, yeah, we just need to really wait for that. So it's probably better off tracking the Ethereum market in terms of compare Bitcoin and Ethereum together. Alrighty, I'll have to leave it at that. So yeah, this triangle is possible because this hasn't really played out as a nice 1 and 2 and then building 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. I've done it that way, but that load there needs to stay in place for that at least. So let's just see how we go, shall we? Yeah, at least you know that you need to be above the 40,000 to have a safe trade to the upside, and also to confirm the bull market here as well. So we don't have that yet, so we can't confirm it, and that in turn leaves it open for more bearish counts. So I've looked at this as how the bearish count would need to play out in this regard. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the weekend. Cheers.